Guys, it's Erica Galinas from the Mike McCaddy team at Century 21 Affiliated in Cherville, Indiana. I am here with your market update for the town of St. John for August and September. So basically those last of those summer months there. Give you the basics. There's kind of some interesting things going on in St. John with new construction, which we'll talk about. But just the basics. So in August, we sold 40 units of real estate for a total of $14.9 million. And again, this is, as always, from the smallest condo to the biggest mansion in town. The average sales price was $373,587 with an average day on market of about 71 days, which is long-ish, but again, you know, it's only appears to be long because our market's been doing so well. In September, we had 29 units of real estate sold, which is, you know, 11 less than August, but that's not that bad because of the time of year and also because of the new construction stuff we're going to talk about. So the total sold was $10.6 million in all for an average of $366,899. Days on market, 56 days, so, you know, a little less, still not a bad number, with a price drop of about $7,000, which when you're dealing with averages in the $300,000 range, $350,000 range, $7,000 isn't that big of an indicator of some kind of market drop. In July, our average sales price is $374,000, which is basically the same as August. So we stayed level between July to August, which means our market is pretty stable right now, which, again, I've said this in other videos. I don't know if I've said it for the St. John one, but stable is excellent. So there's a lot of activity in St. John right now. St. John has turned out to be one of the most valuable areas for the Illinois, basically the Illinois people that are coming into town. There are 116 active listings in town right now. So St. John isn't that big, and there's still a lot of, you know, cornfield kind of stuff left. 116 active listings. Only 45 of those are new construction, because a lot of times with new construction, they'll have one lot in an area, say the Gates, and they'll list 5 different houses for the lot because you can have 5 different options that they can build, those kinds of things. But out of 116, only 45 of them are new construction, which surprised me. I thought it would be higher than that because that means 71 of them are existing homes. So stuff built, you know, from the beginning of town up until stuff built a couple of years ago actually make up, you know, a good 2/3 almost of that total, which is interesting to me. I didn't realize we'd have that much turnover in St. John for our existing home inventory. Thinking about it, it's probably because, you know, the people who built in St. John 30, 40 years ago are now wanting to downsize. Their, you know, kids are grown up and they're, you know, in college or moved out, got married, who knows. So they want to downsize. So they're either staying in the area, maybe buying one of the newer townhomes, you know, a ranch, no stairs, or maybe they're moving to Florida. Like I said, I had assumed when I first saw these numbers that most of these active listings were new construction, but they're actually existing homes, which means that of all the towns that I review on a regular basis, St. John has listings. There are a lot of sellers in St. John right now, which isn't, it's not bad. Average days on market for active listings is 59 days, which is not bad at all, particularly when you count the new construction in there. Those tend to hang around a long time because they'll list one but sell a different lot, you know, so the listings appear stale, but it's new construction. But 59 days, average days on market, with that many existing listings, meaning that the St. John market is really rolling right now. So August, out of the 40, only 8 of them were new construction that have closed. In September, only 6 of them were new construction. Again, that have actually closed. Obviously, if you're buying new construction, you got to, you know, they got to dig the hole and put up the walls and the roof and paint and everything. So their pending period between when they get an offer and they close tends to, you know, sometimes be several months long. We have 40 pendings in St. John right now. Only 16 of those are new construction. So, like I said, I assumed these new construction numbers, you know, would be through the roof and, you know, all this new stuff. No, only 16 of the 40 pendings are new construction, so that means the other 30, or whatever it would be, 24 of them are, again, existing homes. So our sellers are really selling in St. John right now. Decent news for our sellers as it stands. Of the pending listings, so of the stuff that's under contract, only 11 of them are under $300,000. So those 11 are, I think the lowest one was like 159 or something like that. It's like a more small cottage, one of the older homes in town. So only 11 of those are under 300,000. That puts 29 of them over $300,000, and there are a ton of threes, a ton of fours, fives, and even a handful of sixes there. So St. John is really emerging as this luxury marketplace. I know another thing. So on 93rd, you've probably seen where they're building some kind of neighborhood back there across from the park, just west on 41. They're putting up these really nice stone masonry columns, and they've constructed this absolutely amazing drainage bridge on the entrance to what this neighborhood's going to be. I haven't been able to find out a whole lot about it. They haven't really started listing stuff yet, obviously, because they're still putting in, the front door, more or less. It is my understanding, what I've learned about it, though, is those are going to be, executive homes, $500,000 plus. I know in the Gates, we have a builder back in the Gates that's building $500,000 plus homes in the Gates. Good quality homes, modern layouts, modern design, like a cosmetic design, I guess you'd say. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens in St. John over the next, say, year or two. All of the indicators nationwide say that the luxury home market is not going to be doing super well over the next several years. Obviously, they may not know what they're talking about. These things change all the time, who really knows. But the indicators seem to say that the luxury home market is not going to be doing well nationwide. We may be able to dodge a lot of that because we have a very special, specific market, and it is these Illinois buyers. So you have, people who live in Illinois. I'm sure you've heard the property taxes are like $1 zillion. They're paying, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 a month to live in some of these homes. So it makes sense that they would come over to St. John. They would spend $550,000, $600,000, and their property taxes are going to be $5,000, $4,500. We may be protected from the, predicted luxury market slowdown for that specific reason. We have a very unique and powerful market right now in St. John. So, the fact that the builders are still putting in these executive level homes, the fact that we have, all of these existing home listings that are selling for $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 indicates that St. John may end up doing, coming through relatively unscathed, let's put it that way. I wouldn't necessarily look for a lot more property value increase over the next 2, 3, 4 years, depending on, they're talking about a recession and interest rates, there's an election coming, there's all these things happening. Nobody can say for sure. I think that we are going to stay stable at these relatively high prices that we have right now and have had for about the past year or so. Because of this Illinois traffic. Potentially, I don't think they're going to go up very much. I don't think we're going to go from 3, 4, 5 to 5, 6, 7, 8, which is okay, because at some point you don't want your prices to increase too high, because then guess what? Something does happen, whether a recession or anything else. These homes are going to be vacant. People are going to be trying to get out from underneath them because the market just doesn't exist. So I think we're going to stay stable even through the predicted recession luxury spending thing. Obviously good news for existing homeowners that just have more quote-unquote normal homes, a 3 or 4 bedroom, 2,500 square foot regular home that was built in the past 15 or 20 years. Your prices are going up, your prices are solid, and your stuff is selling. Like I said, we have 40 pending listings as of today in the town of St. John, and only 16 of them are new construction. So that actually puts existing homeowners in a wonderful spot. The only other thing I can add, and I pay attention to, the St. John Facebook pages, talk to people who live in the community, those kinds of things, business owners. If you have an opinion, I don't care what it is, but if you have an opinion about how St. John is handling their zoning development and their real estate and new builds and rezoning, stuff like that, absolutely now is your chance to go talk to your town council member, to go talk to, the people that are in charge of things. Maybe you got some contacts. Absolutely get out and vote. Now is the time, because if, the things that are happening right now are going to be there for decades to come. So if you want to have input, whether it's traffic, schools, whatever it is, now is the time to, make a phone call, to send an email, contact. Again, no matter what your opinion is, I don't care either way. But if you want to have an impact on what St. John becomes, because we have all of this tremendous action right now in the real estate market, now is the time to make that opinion known. So, if you have any questions about that, if you live in St. John, you're thinking of moving to St. John, give me a call, text me anytime, 219-765-2062. I'm always happy to help. I won't give you, the high-pressure sales pitch or anything like that. If you prefer, you can always email me, HS by Erica. That's ERICA, my name, and it stands for Home Sales by Erica. hsbyerica@gmail.com. Send me a quick email. Again, happy to help. You can always comment on this video. I check that every day. Happy to get back with you. Or if you have any other questions, obviously, about the, moving to Zimbabwe. I don't care. I have connections all over the world. So please feel free to let me know. I'm happy to help. You guys have a good day, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you.